So the song Mr. Postman is a sort of a concept song. It's more so my two alter egos kind of having a conversation with each other. I was in sort of a situationship, and that situationship did involve a friend and a lover, so things got really complicated. But with this song, I do like to sort of have that balance of like Mason and Mora kind of speaking to each other. You know, Mora's kind of like down in her feelings, just like, yeah, like niggas ain't shit. But Mason's like you're fine, like you are the shit, so don't trip. Never really know how to take control, cause I never really know how to healthy cope. Yeah, I never really know when I overload a slide. Yeah, this line, it's very significant because it sort of, you know, speaks on my, I don't know how to say this. I tend to get gaslit a lot by lovers, by previous lovers. So like that was sort of me kind of going crazy because I know what's going on, and you know, I know that the situation is kind of messed up, but my mental is kind of playing tricks on me. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe this person's making me feel crazy. You can only tell with an outside perspective. Yeah, so this was a harder song to sort of conceptualize. I'd say the beat came pretty quickly. You know, it just has a lot of sort of like sounds that are similar, that, you know, kind of function together. But I had a lot more of a hard time writing the song. Just trying to find out like sort of where all of the intricacies and you know, different places where I can try to fit in an extra word or two, or try to, you know, simplify this because the line might be a little too complicated. I'd say this was definitely one of the harder songs I've written, just because of how lyrically complex it is, while still maintaining its original form. When I wake up and you vanish, and honestly, them other boys, if they compete with me, they can have it, cause I'm not the type to be paranoid. Yeah, so this lyric, you know, when I wake up and you vanish, it's, I mean, honestly, a lot of guys have just tried to use me for sex, which is like, I guess expected in this day and age, but it's not necessarily something I want, you know, so it's just like, it's like every single guy, you know, like, we'll just, not saying like I'm just passed around, but it's like, I mean, I've definitely learned to build up barriers, because this world has taught me to build up barriers. And you know, then I go into, and honestly, them other boys, like I said, I mean, I'm not the only one. I'm being gaslit in this situation. You know, if they compete with me, they can have it, because I'm not the one to be paranoid. I'm not gonna sit up here, oh, is he cheating on me? Oh, am I being some type of like, no, dude, if I have to sit there and ask myself if we can have that like conversation, like, hey, you've been weird lately. It just seems like shit that I don't want to deal with, and I'm not gonna deal with, because I have a choice. Yeah, so I guess I'm just sort of speaking from the heart to anybody who can relate to the story. Like I said, this song's about being gaslit and finally realizing, you know, that you're not the crazy one, and like, you know, getting out of a sort of like emotionally abusive sort of relationship and everything. So, I mean, you know, anybody who is going through that, you know, or has been through that, I mean, you know, just know that there's always another way out. You don't have to endure things that you don't want to. Now wait a minute, saying you're a good kid, only thing that got you is fucked up. You may not see it now, but in the long run, you're really lucked up. Yeah, so this lyric is actually my favorite. Mason's part is my favorite. part of this song, just because like the majority of the song I'm kind of ranting to the postman. It's just like, oh my god, like my life feels like it's falling apart, like I don't know what to do, like all this crazy shit's happening. But you know, Mason is just like, yo, like not to be like you tripping, but yo, you tripping, like you that bitch, you always been that bitch, you always will be that bitch, like chill, just stop dealing with these lames, like you got this. And if like you can't tell yourself that, then who will? Last words. I mean, be that bitch. That's all I have to say. I mean, that's what this whole song's kind of been about. Like, you know, don't just be afraid to be a bitch. Like, be that bitch. Because, I mean, like, you can be the kindest, sweetest person in the world, but, like, people taking advantage and they don't care. So, like, why do you?